Hey, that's not fair. You caught me with a broom in my hand. Welcome to Trapping Inc. I'm Rich Mellon. Today I am cleaning up the skinning shack out here on the line. It's a sad day. It's the end of lynx season. Every season, the end of every season is sad. You know, all my Fisher and Marten traps here, the 120, 160 Belials are already hanging. That closed a couple weeks ago, which seems like a very, very long time ago when we're talking about trapping seasons. I'm going to show you today 3 different ways that I caught lynx over the winter, and I might throw in another Fisher or Marten to boot. It's end of the season for that too, which is sad. Anyway, I got to finish my floor here, and before you guys get on me, it gets swept once a year whether it needs it or not. Well, this is how grouse make it through a snowstorm. He's been in here and he huddled down. You can see poop there and everything else, and then you can see the tunnel as he moves along, and then all of a sudden he's up and he launches. Lots of times they walk away from here, but while he's crouched down in here, lynx hunt grouse a lot during snow, and lots of times I've shown the video of it where you'll find where he's pounced on one that was underneath the snow like this, and he'll have ate it. There'll be feathers and a mess and everything. All part of the neat stuff though that you see every day out here in the woods that you just wouldn't see any other time of the year. You wouldn't be near so connected to the land if you weren't out trapping. Very fastidious. They don't very often eat the guts. You know, you can always with the cats, you can always find the guts laying around, and it's not hard for a lynx to work up a meal. They take advantage of whatever they come upon, but they like to specialize in rabbits, but that doesn't mean they won't eat everything and anything. Circle of life. Trapping is the cornerstone that Canada was built on. Brave and sometimes crazy men and women, fueled by the lucrative fur trade, explored and mapped our great nation. Hundreds of years have passed since then, but trapping still remains vibrant, strong, and steeped in the ancient traditions. The fur bearers still follow the old paths and live as dictated by thousands of years of instinct. Fur only gets prime in the harsh temperatures of winter, and trappers must respect and prepare for the weather. Trapping's past is firmly rooted in history, but today, the gear and techniques have changed. Canada is still known for the best wild fur in the world, and today our pelts are sold on the global market. Our community is large, and our numbers are growing. We are trappers. This is what we do, and where we belong. Join us in our adventures. Welcome to Trapping Inc., the face of today's trapper. Check this out. See how well these critters are adapted. By here yesterday, he walked straight over and straight in. That good, that simple. So he shouldn't even be frozen this morning. Oh, sometime last night. He's a little bit, but right in. You can still see back there the lure that brought him in. Another nice cat, another nice big cat. Holy cow, this guy went around the pole a couple times and pretty much trashed it, but not a big deal. Not a big deal. He's nice. He is nice. Well, I need to get him cleaned up and put away. It's all about location, location, location. Whether we are carpet bombing or whether we're setting our pens for lynx, we want to make sure of the location. Right back there, big spruce tree sticking up on the left there, there's a big beaver dam. Always see lynx tracks there. Always. It's one of those low kind of areas, you know, cattails, that kind of stuff. I always say, if I see cattails, I see cats. And then right up here, I'm on the edge of a log over block. Okay, now the log over block is, I don't know, 3 years old, 4 years old maybe. We're starting to grow back a whole bunch of you know, smaller stuff and that, so there's cover in there for something like the mice and that kind of stuff, and it's good for the cats, right? I like to be in these pinch points between two areas. Now the cat might be coming from this way headed to the beaver dam, or it might be the other way around. When you're working with lures, every little bit helps. And in this situation here, I like to take and put my lure where sunshine's going to hit it. And that way, it's going to keep it warmed up. It's going to help it smell better. Just one of those little things. I mean, everything counts, right? This cat here, this is on the east side of this particular cut line, just back 150 yards back down the trail. I have one on the west side. I like to switch my winds and that. This cat walked into this just straight as a string, you know, right at it. He smelt it, he came for it. Little east wind last night, and that's exactly what happened.
This segment brought to you by Argo UTV. Any season, any terrain.
Online at argoutv.com. Well, here's the difference between a canine and a cat. This is what happens when they come up on my trail snares when I'm you know, carpet bombing for kitties. Everybody asks me, do I get lots of wolves? Do I get coyotes? Anything like that? No. They're a lot smarter in the bush than they are in the farm country. Check this out. You can see we've got lots of wolf tracks. In this case, it's wolf. We've got a wolf pack here now. They know something's wrong. They start to circle. I've got you can see my lynx snare right there, but you can see how they have circled. And they've checked everything out. And they're not happy. They're not happy at all. So what do? Some of them go around that way. Some of them jump over here. Nobody goes through the snare. And you just don't have a lynx do that. A lynx just goes through the snare. Take the easiest way, follow your trail. So when everybody asks about how many of the wild canines I catch out in the bush, it takes a lot more than just a snare on a blind set to catch them. They're very aware. Now, do you remember this beautiful sight? We're talking about a lynx pen that had on a corner here that was right in between two lakes. Well, here we go. Now, my return on investment here wasn't as fast as it has been a couple other places. And here's the story. This pen was put in on the second or third day of lynx season, which is, oh, beautiful, which is December 2nd or 3rd. This is now in the first week of February. We're just about at the end of our season, and it finally paid some dividends, right? This cat hasn't been in here. It was last night. That's how quick it happens. He was caught last night. He's still soft. It's -12 today. You can see the snare did its job perfectly. But this is down south on my line, and it seems like we're probably getting better down here than we are up north. North has really went cold for the cats. I don't know why. But there's my snare. And man, I could just about reuse that, couldn't I? I'll put a new one on because I've only got a couple days of the season left, but look at this cat. Look at him. All the all the snares that I've reset today and all of the pens that I've dug out and end up for beauty like that. Oh, he is so pretty. He's got such a nice spotted belly. And that's the first in, I think I've dug out 62 pens today. I have reset the height on 80 or 90 blind sets, blind trails stuff. It just happens so fast when it happens. This guy actually came in from behind. There's no tracks out here anywhere. He came in from behind. You can see his tracks back through there, and that would have been perfect because we had a south wind blowing yesterday. The south is this way, so it just goes to show, you know, we have prevailing west winds, and so when we're going down through good lynx country, you like to have a set on each side. Anything that has a smell, a lure to it, you'll put a set on each side of the trail that you're going down, just because your wind is never consistent. Now this guy came right out of the north on a south wind. And south winds, you know, aren't very normal here in the wintertime, but I just like this place with the lake here and everything. Get this set back up. You can see he never even pulled this out of the ground. It's just sitting there in the snow, and we'll just take and heck, he hardly even put any tracks anywhere. It just happens so fast.
This segment brought to you by Argo UTV. Any season, any terrain.
Online at argoutv.com. This segment brought to you by Belial Traps, first in the forest. Find us online at belialtrap.com. This is another curiosity set for the lynx. What I've got here is a 330 Belial, and I have some lynx fur on it. Now that fur is actually off of their foreleg, and I always take their foreleg down just about to the paw, and then before I turn them, I cut them off back at the elbow. That gives me all these nice pieces of lynx fur, and then I take and put it on the trigger there, like you can see, and I take and add a little bit of lure on top of it. I have a pee stick over here. You know, that's because cats, they love to pee, so I'll clean this up, and I just haven't had the good fortune of having a lynx come through here since I set this up. You know, lynx, it's always a long game. You're never going to get them quick, it seems like. You know, I know that a cat has to come through this at some point, right? And I always like to think, well, he could have come through last night, and you know, or the night after I set it or whatever. It just doesn't seem to be my luck very often. But I'm once again in a place where I've got a big line that goes this way, turns and heads the other way. We got a cross line over there. We got a cross line here. It's just one of those places where there was plenty of lynx sign here. Just a matter of whether they show up before I run out of season. Well, we'll get this cleaned up. Yeah, you can tell it's starting to be mating season for the lynx. They come out, they find any little place like the brown side here where it's exposed, just like a dog would, and they pee on it. I'm not going to dig around and find the pee, but I know exactly what he's done. And then off he goes again. This would be an ideal place to take and set up a foothold for lynx. One cat's done it, another cat will do it. The only problem is that they are so erratic, we just never know when they're going to be back. But at the corner, I got a neat set going on, so let's go see it. God, what a beautiful day. My ever busy little buddies, the otters. Constantly on the go. They look like they have so much fun, but check out what actually happened here. I can't believe it. Finally got a lynx. And that pole is just shoved in the snow there, so I mean, absolutely nothing come loose there at all. You know, it's over very, very quickly. Here's what I was using as the lure, and it is really very, very simply off the front foreleg here of the lynx. when I take and skin them out, I take them down to here, and then I put them on the board for over, flesh out. And then before I turn them, I cut them off at this point. So I have this piece here, and I use it for these situations. It's natural to them to want to, check out a different cat. Put some lure on it. This is all on the trigger of the 330. Each and every set that you do for a lynx, you got to think about it being there for a long time. So sometimes there's some situations that aren't good choices, like where rising water might get them if we have a big January flood, those sort of things. But oh yeah. He hasn't been here very long. It's very warm, but we're right at the end of the season. I love how frosted the tip they are. Probably the least amount of spots of any cat I've ever caught. Very good, very quick and out of it with these Belials with the 330. I'm surprised. And it took that long. When I set this up here, there were 2 lynx tracks here that were from before lynx season in the snow, and they're of different ages. One had snow, one was really fresh. So where, maybe it was the same cat back and forth, I don't know, but where one cat's been, another will be. So one of those natural places. I told you about this place before, where we've got a lot of different cut lines coming together, a lot of different opportunity. But into the fur bag, and away we go.
This segment brought to you by Belial Traps, first in the forest. Find us online at belialtrap.com.
Well, if the bears have been up and down the trees, I must be on Bear Hill. Yep. Another big fisher. Holy smokes. You can see the tracks here. He hit the wind, circled around, up he went. Not like the others that we had happening today, where that one has circled so many times. But oh man, that's another big fisher. Take a look at how he shoehorns his head into that 120 Belial. There's not many 120s that are certified for fisher. The Belial is one of them. I mean, if you have them, if you're using a 120 for your Marten and a fisher goes into it, well, then it's an incidental catch. It's not. But I mean, to actually target them, you have to have a certified trap, and that's what we've got here. Man, oh man, does it kill them in a hurry. I'm just astounded. Look at the size of this guy. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There we go. Well, I'll get this changed out and we'll carry on down, but told Sandy the Bear Hill was a heck of a place. One of the not so glorious sides of lynx pens is we have to keep them cleaned out. We want it to look warm and inviting, as warm and inviting as you can get in the wintertime. But more importantly, lynx are cats, and just like the canines, they're curious when things are scraped out. We'll keep this cleaned up here. We'll take and scrape it down to the dirt and the bare leaves and stuff. And they're going to look at it and think, wonder what on earth is going on, right? They're going to be curious, and that's what we want, is to use that curiosity against them. There we have it. All nice and neat. There's some fresh lure there. There's the pea on the stick. Our snare is set real nice, so On to the next one. So here you see how I take and set up my trail. Just throw a few sticks across it so it looks like it's just blocked off. You hang the snare in the one place that they're going to walk through, and then here we go. Let's see how big a kitty we got here. Oh my, did we get a monster. Oh, look at the size of him. Look at those feet. Wow. That is a big one. That's huge. That is so exciting. Oh.
So a lot of people ask us what happens to the fur after it's caught. And this is a truly remarkable specimen of what the traditional use of fur is once it's sold into the auction. Now, we do sell most of our fur into the auction, but there are those very special and firsts that we've decided to keep to taxidermy. And the first one you're going to see is a marten that has very unique features. It has 3 white feet, and we thought that was very special, so we had it taxidermied. The next one is a very large fisher that we caught on our line, and it's beautiful in its natural habitat. And the last one is a cross fox, which is a very uniquely colored fox, but it is so special and we've never seen another one like it. So these ones have all been done by our taxidermists who've done all of our big game animals, and that's Curtis and Jen Fisher from Silver Willow Taxidermy. It's just an example of what you can do with fur. It's unique and special, and of course to us it's just beautiful. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you out on the line.
Trapping Inc. is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Argo UTV, any season, any terrain. Online at argoutv.com. Belial Traps, first in the forest. Find us online at belialtrap.com. And by Alberta Outdoorsman Magazine, Alberta's only hunting, fishing, and trapping magazine. You can keep up with all the action online at trappinginc.com or join our Facebook and YouTube sites.